Here she is, 2020 BENELLI 302s, my first motorcycle. Let's take her for a spin, shall we? Let's do this thing. This little sucker's a revver, that's for sure. It loves to rev. Oh man, yeah, this has been a great bike. I absolutely loved having this thing. It is 2024 right now. I bought this at the middle of 2020. And it's just been a fantastic bike. No problems with it whatsoever. I broke it in myself. I taught myself how to ride on this sucker. Just watched a bunch of YouTube videos and hope for the best. And it's worked out okay so far. But it's great. It's great. I'm going to miss it. However, as you will see on this channel coming up, my new bike is a 2023 Kawasaki Versys 650. And that is, as strange as it may seem, that's my dream bike. And I bought it last summer, and it is just a perfect motorcycle, in my opinion. Of course, that changes. You know, that's a different metric for everybody. But in my opinion, I think it's the perfect bike. I think it looks great. It has the perfect amount of power for me. But hey, this ride isn't about that bike. This is about the BENELLI 302s. And this bike will always have a very, very special place in my heart. Obviously, because it's my first motorcycle and I taught myself how to ride on it. But also, it's just a great bike all around. It looks cool as hell. It sounds great. It sounds way better than my Versys. That's for sure. Way better. But regardless, yeah, it's just awesome. I'm gonna miss it. I'm selling this sucker. But yeah, I think this bike is the perfect beginner bike. Absolutely perfect. It has no bells and whistles, so you have to kind of learn everything as mechanically as possible. There isn't like a, slipper clutch and all kinds of other quote-unquote beginner rider handicaps, I guess. It's just what you see. It's what it is. But hey, I didn't even introduce myself. My name is John, and I live in Ohio. And I've been riding for 4 years, so I am no kind of expert. So I will not pretend to know a lot. I won't pretend to know much of anything. I'm not much of a gearhead. Like, I don't really love the intricacies of how a motor works and what makes this thing, how many horsepower everything's got. I just, that kind of stuff is kind of lost on me. I love motorcycles for the fact of just being on two wheels and feeling that sense of freedom. As cliche as it sounds, that's what it is. I love it. It's one of my favorite pastimes. I have a family. I have a little daughter and a wife, and I try to ride as much as I can. It's April now, the end of April in Ohio, so things are warming up a bit, enough to get out and about, and hit the open road, baby. But the idea for this channel is I would love to just take you guys along for some rides. That's it. Like, it's that simple. I have no interest in making money doing this. I have a full-time job. I just want to do this for fun. My full-time job is, I'm a director of photography and an editor. And right now I do a lot of corporate videos, but I came up in this industry doing broadcasts, tons of broadcasts for every national network. Basically just a gun for hire. Just run around with a camera, film stuff, send it off to their news desk or, to their editors and have them piece stuff together with it. That's what I did for a very long time. But before I did that, I love making short films. I just ran around in my backyard with a camera all the time and, you know, filmed whatever I could with all my with my friends at the time. And I really miss that. And it's as an adult, as a 30-year-old man, it's pretty difficult to get a lot of guys together and do fun shit like that anymore. Nobody has time. Nobody has the time to, and the money, you know. Once you hit a certain level in this industry, you can't really just grab a camera and run around in the woods and film something, because the production value is just not there, and you're kind of just spinning your wheels at that point. So, I don't know. Instead of doing that, I figured this would be the perfect sort of outlet to film a little bit of something simple that I can do on my own, and edit it together in the evenings in my very limited free time, and just have some fun. Maybe get to know other people that ride. Just talk about motorcycles. Oh, here we go. Here's somebody. What's up, buddy? Okay, cool. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. So, where I'm heading now, this isn't just for fun, unfortunately. I am heading to my dad's house to drop this bad boy off for him. He works in a public space, and he agreed to take this to work with him, throw a for sale sign on it, and see if anyone bites. It's a perfect bike. I hope somebody gets a lot of fun out of it, and frankly, I hope it's a beginner that will just start riding, and this could be their first bike, because that is exactly what this thing is for. It's got plenty of power. Like, I wouldn't have to upgrade. It functions, but there's nothing better than the Versys 650 for me. And yeah, this thing just doesn't cut it. I'm an old man. I'm old as hell. I'm 30. Good lord, so old. I like hand guards and good mirrors and a windshield. Yeah, I love that shit. And this thing just doesn't have it, but that's all right. That's okay. By the way, if it looks like I'm speeding, I am not. This thing is ridiculously off base with how fast it says I'm going. It's at least 18, 20% off. It's way over, way over. So I'm probably doing about 50 miles an hour right now. 52, 53, maybe. Yeah, it's maybe 15% over. I know legally that's the maximum, as far as I understand it, that motorcycle manufacturers are allowed to be off. But I don't know. Whatever. I don't like that. It makes me crazy. So I used to ride around with the GPS right here just for the speed limit, or the how fast I'm going. Especially when I was learning, because I did not want to get a ticket on this. And I never did, so far. My daughter is 2 years old at the time of recording this, so she's not ready to get a motorcycle quite yet. But man, she's wild already. She's a real wild child, so I could just imagine her being into this. That'd be great. That'd be really, really cool. And I wish I could keep this bike for her. That'd be amazing, but oh well. There will be more bikes when she's ready. If she's ready. Who knows? With the way people drive anymore, it's just, I don't know if I can encourage anybody to get into motorcycles this day and age. I will say, I am not much of an adrenaline junkie. That's another strange demographic that I don't fit into in the motorcycle world. A lot of guys, you know, they're really in it just for the speed, and they love racing and stuff. That's not me. I'm really simple. And the older I get, you know, I got this bike 4 years ago, and it doesn't sound like a long time, but I didn't have a kid then. I was newly married or engaged at that point. I don't even remember. Engaged, yeah. Got married in 21. But yeah, it was a different time. So much has changed in 4 years. So much. And yeah, I just play it safe. I really try to just be cool, man. For one thing, I don't want to be a bad ambassador for the two-wheeled community, you know? As silly as that sounds. It's true. I don't want people to look at me and think, oh, look at this asshole on a motorcycle. And I don't want to sour anyone's taste of anyone on a motorcycle. You know, another thing about this bike is I'm 5'11", and it's okay. Like, it's comfortable enough. But after a while, man, my knees, they really start cramping up, and my feet, my toes point in like I'm really, really pigeon-toed on this bike. It's just the way the pegs are, and it kills me after a while. The riding position's okay. I mean, you know, it's pretty upright, so that's not that bad. I've aged a lifetime in 4 years, and my the things I value in a motorcycle have drastically changed. But also, I never had any experience. This is the first motorcycle I ever rode. I bought it having never ridden a motorcycle. My father-in-law threw it on his trailer, and we brought it home from the dealership. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos that night, and I was able to jump on it and look like a real idiot. Stalled 100 times. But I figured it out, and I'm decent now. Okay. This is my 4th season. That's what you can expect. So I'm just coming at this from a place of fun. I have no preconceived notions about anything. I don't have any kind of... I don't really have any opinions on motorcycles outside of what I've ridden, because I don't know much. All I know is if you're on a bike and you're having fun, then we could be friends. You know, I will be trying to add an element of cinematic flair to some of these. So don't judge my cinematic style based on this video, because I think it's going to be pretty plain. But eventually, you know, I'll start mixing in some B-roll, and I have a drone I'll bring with me. I have a lot of ideas for where I want to take this channel and the work that I put out. There's so many beautiful parks in Ohio, and just trails, and you know, we've got Lake Erie, tons of beaches and woods, and it's a beautiful state, and I'm in a very prime position to be able to reach a lot of different landscapes. And I don't know, I'd like to add that into this channel, kind of show off Ohio a little bit. I know it very well. I've lived here most of my life, and there's a lot of beauty here. So, you know, I named the channel Unwind and Ride because I have a very, very high-stress job at this point in my life. You know, I operate at a really high level professionally, and it takes a lot out of me on the day-to-day, not to mention having a family, too. Not that that takes a lot out of me, per se. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it does. It gives a lot back to my life, but there's a real need, especially for me, being a very introverted person. There's a real need for me to be on my own a little bit and kind of decompress at times. And I think that this channel will be a great way to experience that outside of just riding. You know, it's funny. I know I'm talking to myself, like, obviously now, but also I can't imagine anyone watching this. You know, I don't have any videos on there. It's one dude, you know, making a moto vlog. So I have no... I don't care. You know, I would like if people get into this and follow along, but I'm not, you know, this is for me for right now. So I'm not worried about it. I'm just trying to have some fun. Here we are. We made it. That was fun. Let's see if I can get it in neutral. Nope. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. You really got to be moving to get this thing in a neutral, but oh well. Small price to pay. There we go. There it is.